Hi everyone, my name is Yakshini Priya Serju, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you some tips on how to draw a portrait. So getting straight into the tips, the first one I have for you is proportions, and I think this is the most important. You need to have an accurate sketch before you start shading in and adding all the details. So for your portrait to look realistic and to look like the person you're trying to portray, you need to have the proportions accurate. So for example, the eyes need to be aligned correctly, the shape of the eyes, the shape of the eyebrows, the shape of the face contours, the shape of the jawline, the lips, the mouth. All these things are important that they are accurate in order to get a realistic portrait of the person that you are drawing. So what I would suggest is, if you are drawing and you want an accurate drawing and you also want to speed up the time it takes to do the initial sketch, use the grid drawing method. I suggest that always, because that one is the fastest and it's the most accurate you're going to get. At least that's what I personally use when I want to try to get an accurate drawing and I'm not doing it freehand. In this video I have done this portrait freehand, but you can use the grid method to make things a little easier for you and also to make sure that your initial sketch is accurate. The next step I have for you is the direction of the light. You need to pay close attention to the direction that the light is hitting the face so that you are able to identify the areas that need to have shadows. For example, if the light is hitting from the right hand side of the face, obviously there's going to be shadows more on the left hand side. So it'll be the left side of the nose, there will be shadows. On the left side of the neck, there will be a shadow. On the left side of the ears, there will be shadows, depending on where the light is hitting the face. Another tip is the shadows and highlights. Now this goes together with the previous tip. You need to pay very close attention to your reference photo. Whether you're painting from life or drawing from life, or whether you're using a reference photo, you need to study it really well before you even start doing your sketch, because that way you'll be able to identify the areas that you need to put highlights and the areas you need to put shadows in. It's very important to make your image or your drawing look realistic, to pay close attention to those two things. Shadows and highlights are the most important. You need to find the light areas and the dark areas. Even for the skin, you need to see the shadows and the highlights in order to identify the different tones you need, the mid-tones, the darker tones, the light tones. You'll need to see all of that with your reference photo, from your reference photo, before you can start putting that onto paper. Another thing to pay close attention to is the muscles and the bone structure and the skin. You need to pay close attention to the person's face, the muscle structure, because muscle structure will impact the shadows and highlights and also the features of the face. You want to capture the expression. You need to also look at their bone structure, their cheekbones, the bones above the eyebrows, the jawline. You need to have all of that accurate in order for it to look like the person you are actually trying to depict. And another thing is the skin. If the skin has any flaws, you need to capture that, especially if you're trying to capture the person realistically, and it must look, and the drawing you want it to look like that person. Even if they have a flaw, you need to capture that. You need to also capture if there's, for example, creases on the skin. You need to capture that. You may think that those are actually spoiling your drawing, but it's not. When you look at the overall drawing, you need those little things in order to make the drawing look realistic and depict whomever you are trying to draw. Another point to note is the hair. You need to pay close attention to the hairline and also how the hair is falling from the roots. The entire hair is not just one color and a solid color in one direction. Hair falls in different angles, it's a different texture. There are shadows, there are highlights, the light is hitting the hair in certain areas, there are shadows in certain areas. The hair is falling over the person's shoulders or neck in a certain way. You need to pay close attention to all of that when you are doing your drawings. These are little tips, and also the fine hairs and the stray hairs that are on the just where the hairline of the face is, on the side, by the side, where the sideburns of the face is, by the ears. You need to pay close attention to those hairs in order to make the portrait look more realistic. So I think that's all for this video. It's a very quick one. I just wanted to share a few tips with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been helpful to you. If it has, don't forget to subscribe and share, and don't forget to like this video. So I guess that's it for this one. Till the next one. Bye.